Them people join. So let me quickly recap you what we have done yesterday. Yesterday we started our day one class, or you can call it the day zero. You can also call it right, and we have seen that whatever the problem we have in the traditional networking, right? And so if you want to connect the multiple branch, think about like this way. If you want to connect the multiple branches uh, from the headquarter or from the data center network. So what option you have? You have a option of the internet, right?
Hello.
Yep.
Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yeah, Dhruv, you're audible.
Yeah, hi, sir. This side, Dhruv, and today is my first class.
I know, I got to know that, right? So I'll share you the link of that one, right? The video link, okay? Yesterday
Okay.
class.
Oh, I have received that link, and I also read it in today's morning, sir,
Mm-hmm.
and try to get some point whatever you have taught in the previous class.
Mm-hmm.
But I have one request is that
Mm-hmm.
means whatever we are learning, is it possible to continue in both English and Hindi? Because
Dhruv,
what I
possible. See, I'll tell you the possible hai, but I don't know that everyone understand Hindi or not. I have no idea. So, are we comfortable with the Hindi? मतलब एक बार मुझे confirm कर दो or anyone who does not know Hindi. Anyone?
Hello, sir. Yeah, I'm not very comfortable with Hindi.
Okay,
Adhilesh, yeah.
okay, little bit. Okay,
क्योंकि
any other person? So looks like everyone understand. So Asis has a little problem. Okay, so we can continue with the mix up. Don't worry. Okay. Is clear, Dhruv now? Any other doubts?
जी नो नो सर दैट वाज द ओनली थिंग क्योंकि बस थोड़ा सा ये होता है कि मतलब इंग्लिश में भी समझ में आता है बट एक ना थोड़ा सा रिलेशन अच्छे तरीके से बिल्डअप हो पाता है अपनी लोकल
I,
लैंग्वेज
I
पे
I understand. I understand. I understand.
हाँ तो वो चीज है बस अदरवाइज कोई ऐसा इश्यू नहीं है सर
No issue. No issue. I'll do that. Nanda is not able to join the session. I don't know why he's sent the message. Nanda, can you rejoin again? Yes, you will be.
मैं लेट तो नहीं हूं ना सर अभी स्टार्ट हुआ है ना बैच
Uh-huh. But we are in GC Pro Friday, Saturday, or weekend. Okay. Nanda had joined? Yeah, he's joined now.
Yes, join. Thanks.
Thank you. So yesterday we have seen that, right? If you want to connect the multiple branches, you have an option of the internet, you have an option of the MPLS as well, right? And over that one, what happened? You can configure the DMVPN overlay technology or the GRE as well, right? And if you remember that yesterday I told you that these are my transport technology, right? That we require to connect the branches office, right? These are the transport technology. And also I told you that there's a concept of underlay and there is a concept of overlay as well, right? In the underlay, the protocols that we have, all the IGP protocols, like EHGRP, OSPF, right? ISS protocols, they all are part of the underlay. And even the BGP also the part of the underlay protocols. Same thing, if I talk about the overlay, we have a concept of GRE, DMVPN, and SD-WAN is also a overlay technology, right? So these are the part of the overlay. Now, also we talked about the concept of what? We talked about the concept of, you know, yeah, I missed from my mind. Yeah. Yeah. So SDN solution, right? Software defined networking has a majorly it's part of the LAN network. For the LAN network, what happened? We have a solution called SD access. For the WAN network, we have a solution called SD-WAN. And for the data center network, we have a solution called the ACI. Right. If I talk about the service provider network, in a service provider network, we have a solution called the segment routing. So we have these are the technologies of the SDN solution. And these technologies, right, over here, what happened? We have a controller. So SDA, we have a DNAC, right? And SD-WAN, we have a controller like a vManage and vSmart, right? These are the controllers we have. Then ACI, we have a Epic controller, and segment routing, we have a PC, right? So these are the controllers we have. Through that one, what happened? We can manage the entire branches. Now remember one thing, because of the controller, we call this guy as a controller-based networking. Because of the controller, we call this guy as a controller-based networking. So SDN, right, software-defined networking, also called as a controller-based networking, because everything we are managing from the controller side. Now, if I talk about the SD-WAN perspective, right, leave these things, SDA and ACI, SD-WAN perspective. In SD-WAN, if you remember that, right, we have a solution, it's called the WebTela, right? These are the things that we have discussed yesterday. I'm just recapping it. So WebTela was a, SD-WAN solution. And then what happens, Cisco acquired the WebTela in the 2017, right? So then finally what happened, we have a Cisco SD-WAN. So in the market, what happened, we call this guy the Cisco SD-WAN. But also we have yesterday discussed that, right? WebTela has a, issue on the product side. And that's why in nowadays, examination perspective, we have a Catalyst, right, SD-WAN solution. So exam perspective, you need to focus on the Catalyst, but production network perspective, you have to focus on the WebTela and the Catalyst दोनों. तो प्रोडक्शन नेटवर्क में तुमको दोनों मिलेंगे, एग्जाम में तुमको सिर्फ कैटलिस्ट ही देखने को मिलेगा, तुमको वेक्टेला देखने को नहीं मिलेगा, ठीक है। उसके बाद हमने ये भी डिस्कस किया था whatever the controllers we have. Okay, before the controller, I also told you that through the one location, you can troubleshoot the network, you can manage the network, and you can configure the network, right? So हमने देखा था कि whatever the components we have in the SD-WAN, right? The first we have a vManage, right? Then we have a vSmart, and then we have a vWAN, and then finally we have a vHS, right? So these are the major SD-WAN components we have. From the vManage, this is the one of the virtual box, right? From where you can manage the entire fabric, right? Where you can manage the entire fabric. Okay, I know this terminology is fancy for everyone right now, but trust me, give me half an hour more. I will help you to understand what is the meaning of fabric, okay? Now, so it is a virtual box from where you can manage the entire fabric, right? You can configure, you can troubleshoot, and you can monitor the entire branches, right? So this is the one, right? This is the one component. This is the one of the tool of the Cisco SD-WAN, from where you can do every single thing. If you want to configure, you can configure it. If you want to troubleshoot, you have to troubleshoot it. And if you want to monitor it, you can monitor. सब कुछ तुम एक ही जगह से करोगे. So if the vManage goes down, you cannot do the other type of configuration. You are done. All good? Now, second thing is that this vManage, it can be anywhere in your network, right? It can be virtual, sorry, it can be on the cloud, or it can be in your data center, or it can be in your branch office as well. So this is the guy who handle the management plane. This is a guy who handle the management plane traffic. So all the day zero, right? From the day zero to day end, all configuration, right, you are gonna do from the vManage only. The vSmart, if I come to this guy, it's again virtual box, right? From where you can handle the control plane traffic. It's similar to the RR of IPGP. So let's take example, understand this concept right now. Let's say example, we have a VH right now. This is the VH device that's gonna handle the data plane, and that is present on the site location. And I have this is a traditional router who does not handle the SD-WAN. This again traditional router who does not handle the SD-WAN. And I have a switch network right now, the LAN fabric, right? Same way we have a VH 2 right now over here. It's in the different location again, right? And I have a router over here, and I have another router over here, and then we have a switch over here, right? So again, they have a LAN network. So think about it right now this way. This site is in the Delhi, right? And this site in the Bangalore right now. And if they want to communicate to each other, what happened? They first need to exchange the control plane. So let's get down, they have a route over here, 1.0.0/8. They have a route over here, 2.0.0/8 right now. Because the VH device that does not handle the control plane traffic, right? They cannot form the neighborship directly. What they will do that? They will form the neighborship with the VS Smart device, the control plane neighborship, right? So from the vManage, I have configured everything now. What VS Smart will do that, right? You have a connectivity through the VHS, right? So you cannot have a direct connectivity from VH to VH. You will have a connectivity through the VS Smart. So all my traffic, right? All my control plane traffic, I'm gonna send this route to the VS Smart, right? The 1.0.0/8, right? And then I'm gonna reflect this route to this particular guy. Same way, what happened? The VHS is gonna share the own update, the 2.0.0/8. If now listen to me closely. If the VS Smart wants to apply the policy, right? I hope this is clear to everyone. Policy means what? I'm gonna do the route filtering in a simple terminology. I'm saying that either you're gonna do the route filtering or either you're gonna say that route manipulation, right? Either you say the route filtering or either you say the route manipulation, like a route map. जो तुमने route map, access list, prefix list जो तुमने पढ़ा है अभी तक, right? तो कैंसा policy, right? So if you want to apply the policy, then you can apply the policy on the VS Smart for this particular route as well. If you do not need to apply, you can ignore it as well as optional. So this is a optional part. It's not a mandatory that you have to apply it. अगर apply करना चाहते हो, you can do that. अगर नहीं करना चाहते हो, that's fine. The VS Smart is gonna simply advertise this route to the another VHS. So Bangalore वाला router क्या करेगा? Route अपने VS Smart को देगा, VS Smart उसको क्या करेगा? Reflect करेगा. Same thing दिल्ली वाला बंदा route देगा VS Smart को, VS Smart क्या करेगा? Reflect करेगा Bangalore को. Eventually, the Delhi guy has a 2.0.0/8 information, and the VH, this guy will have a 1.0/ information, and now they can communicate to each other. So my control plane, right? My control plane is handled by the VS Smart, right? Now, once I have a route, right? Once I have a route, the 2.0/8, and once the VHS has a route 1.0/8, now they want to communicate to each other. What they will do that? They will make a ping, right? Source will be 1.1.1.1. So the VHS will get the packet. The source will 2.2.2. Sorry, source will be 1.1.1, and distance will 2.2.2. Now, in that case, what happened? Right? In that case, what happened? Of course, I have a transport connectivity. Whatever the transport technology, you can have it. You can have a 5G, you can have a LTE, you can have a internet, you can have MPLS, you can have a segment. A lot of transport technology you have it, right? So this is the transport technology I have, the MPLS. This is the transport technology I have, internet. So what happened? My traffic rate, my data plane traffic will go via like this way, right? My data plane traffic will go via like this way. So the control plane will happen through the VS Smart. The data plane will happen through the VHS to VHS only. So VS Smart will never comes in the picture of data plane, or we can say that this way. VS Smart कभी भी तुम्हारे data plane path में नहीं आएगा. VS Smart कभी भी तुम्हारे data plane path में नहीं आएगा. Data plane मेरा यहाँ से यहाँ चला जाएगा, no problem. खाली सिर्फ कंट्रोल प्लेन का जो इन्फॉर्मेशन होगा वो VS Smart के थ्रू एक्सचेंज होगा. डेटा प्लेन का इन्फॉर्मेशन थ्रू द VHS to VHS होगा. And whatever the information, right? Whatever the packet that you're sending, the ICMP packets or any packet, doesn't matter, right? Any data plane packets, all will be encapsulated or encrypted by the IPsec protocol. क्या हमें IPsec चलाने की जरूरत पड़ेगी? No, you do not to enable the IPsec. It's by default enable it. If you want, you can change to the GRE as well, right? But by default, it's IPsec. When should I go with the GRE? If you're doing the testing purpose, you should go with the GRE. That's the recommendation option. So if you have a like testing purpose, if you want to see that what information I want to share from this location to that location. So in that protection, what happened? You do change the encapsulation mechanism, but if you do not modify anything, the default is a IPsec. So if you see the VS
Even on MPLS, we can use GRE, right? If the link is MPLS, then in that case we can use GRE, right, instead of IPsec.
Can you repeat the one more time?
Like I have a MPLS connection
Okay.
from one side to other side, which is like kind of point to point. So in that thing, I can have a GRE tunnels, right?
No, let me tell you that. In the without SD-WAN, you're saying that?
No, with SD-WAN.
Okay,
Because
so
already MPLS is protected
no,
only, right? It's a
so
point to point.
no. Help you. Let me help you to understand. What I mentioned that the transport technology that you have over here, right? It's my underlay, right? My SD-WAN is overlay. You got the point now? आप दोनों को मिक्स नहीं कर सकते. These are the both are independent technology. मैं अभी just give me 10 minutes more. Once I'll finish this part, then I'll show you the concept of the underlay and overlay. तब आपको अच्छे से समझ में आएगा ये वाला part. You cannot.
सर मेरा भी एक डाउट है, ये जैसे VH और जो मेरा V स्मार्ट है, ये दोनों मेरे पास अंडरले के थ्रू कनेक्टेड है.
Exactly, that's a point.
बट VH टू VH कनेक्टिविटी कैसे है फिर?
तो VH की भी कनेक्टिविटी अंडरले के थ्रू ही है. ये भी अंडरले का फिजिकल कनेक्टिविटी ही होगा. ऑफ कोर्स ट्रैफिक तो मेरा अंडरले के थ्रू ही जाएगा. हवा में तो ट्रैफिक जाएगा नहीं, राइट?
ठीक है.
बट ओवरले का एक हमारा टोपोलॉजी खुद का बन जाएगा यहाँ पे.
तो ये जो VH टू VH जा रहा है,
the overlay is virtual, right?
तो
It's pure virtual. It's a pure virtual. मुझे 5-10 मिनट और दे दो. Let me complete this वाला part. Then I'll come to the either I can do one thing. Let me show you this part first of all. Then I'll come to this one. Hold on. एक काम करता हूँ. I'll give you the concept of the underlay and overlay first of all. So you can see that I have two locations right now. One is in the Delhi, another is in the Kabul right now. Okay. So Delhi, I have a some network, the 1.0/24 and the 10.1.0/24. The Kabul has a 2.0/24 and the 10.2.0/24. Right. If you see that this is the 1.0/8 between the router 1 and router 2, and router 2 and router 3, we have a 2.0/8. The interesting part, if you see in this topology right now, if you just have a close look, right, in this particular topology, this one minute. If you see the close look, this topology, what you will see that this is my public network, I have it, right? These are my private network, I have it. Can I route this private network over the internet? Of course not. You cannot do that, right? So you can consider the R2. This is the service provider right now. You can consider as a internet, or you can consider as a MPLS as well, no matter. Is it clear now till this point? Anybody has any question till this point? Okay, good. Now, what I can do that, right? What I can do that, because I cannot route this network over the ISP, right? I cannot do that because it's my private network, right? Over the MPLS, I can do that. Of course, not a big deal because MPLS offer the private connection. Over the MPLS, we can do that, but over the internet, we cannot do that. Right? So between the Delhi to the R3, the Kabul, I have a connectivity through the multiple ISP, multiple. It's not a single ISP. We can have a multiple ISP. Of course, in the India and Afghanistan, so two different countries. So you cannot have a one single ISP. You can have a bunch of ISP in between. You can have a bunch of routers as well. Now, what happened? What happened? I want to exchange this particular route from here to there. How do I do that? Is it possible through the one topology? No. What I will do that? I will introduce the GRE over here. A generic routing encapsulation, a tunnel mechanism, right? So I will create the one tunnel over here on the router number 1. I will create the another tunnel over here on the router number 3. Same subnet. Can you see the 12.1 and 12.2? 12.0 subnet. So from R1, from the Delhi to the Kabul, right? What I did that I cleared the one tunnel. So in that over the channel, what happened? I'm going to configure the any routing protocol. Maybe I'm going to configure the EIGRP, right? So if you see in the underlay, what protocol I'm running? Maybe the BGP or maybe the default route, no matter, anything. Static, I can call it. So over here, from router 1 to the service provider, we have a BGP. From router 3 to the service provider, we have a default route. And over this particular interface or the GRE, I have configured the अच्छा हाँ ठीक है सो ओवर द GRE अगर तुम देखो यहाँ पे सो R1 to R3 राइट मैंने यहाँ पे क्या कॉन्फ़िगर कर रखा है EIGRP प्रोटोकॉल अब जैसे मैंने EIGRP प्रोटोकॉल कॉन्फ़िगर किया व्हाट हैपेंड इन दैट केस R1 and R3 will form the neighborship the EIGRP neighborship अब जैसे EIGRP neighborship फॉर्म होगा they will exchange the route through the tunnel.
Yes, this is understood. So GRE is something like where we can see
It's a
when we
overlay.
decrypt the packet. Yeah, we can see what is
No,
happening.
no,
What is
not
inside.
decrypt the packet. 1 minute. GRE एक क्लियर टेक्स्ट VPN इट्स अ क्लियर टेक्स्ट VPN ये इंक्रिप्शन और डिक्रिप्शन नहीं करता है
Yeah, okay. Yes,
if you
when we
want to
snip the packet, we can see what is actually inside.
yeah exactly if you want to do
So
the encryption or
if it is
decryption you
MPLS, we can use that, right?
yeah
GRE.
anything transport technology anything see for the overlay technology जो तुम्हारा GRE हो गया DMVPN हो गया या IPsec हो गया उसके लिए एक ही मैंडेटरी क्या है तुम्हारी एंड टू एंड रिचेबिलिटी होनी चाहिए फ्रॉम हेयर टू देयर यू हैव अ रिचेबिलिटी उसके अलावा कुछ नहीं चाहिए यू डोंट रिक्वायर द एनीथिंग फ्रॉम द रिचेबिलिटी पर्सपेक्टिव except the reachability option, nothing else.
Yeah, understood.
Reachability could be anything.
When
Doesn't
it is
matter.
on internet, then obviously I have to use the IPsec.
No. Even if you have a MPLS, आप ऐसा नहीं है कि GRE ही यूज करते हो. You have to use the IPsec over there as well. या तो get VPN यूज कर लो, या तो IPsec यूज कर लो.
Someone please mute. We are getting a big noise.
Please be on the mute. So
Thanks.
देखो समझो इस बात को जो तुम्हारा MPLS ऑफर कर रहा है वही बंदा तुमको इंटरनेट भी ऑफर कर रहा है. Try to understand this logic. The service
understood.
provider who is offering the MPLS, same is guy offering the internet. आप मुझे ये बताओ कि अगर मैं आपको बोलूं कि नंदा एक काम करो आप मुझे ना अपने घर का ये क्या होते हैं आप है ना सोसाइटी में रहो ठीक है सोसाइटी में क्या होती है चोरी नहीं होती है राइट क्योंकि वी हैव अ गार्ड्स ओवर देयर तो क्या पॉसिबल है कि आप ताला लगा के नहीं जाओगे घर में आप समझो
Sorry, not Hindi, not familiar.
okay I'm sorry so let's example you are staying in the society right and in society what happened the guard said that hey listen this society is very safe you don't need to put the lock in the gate this is the guard is saying that now tell me one thing will you gonna not put the lock in your home
No, obviously we have to lock.
You obviously you have to put right doesn't matter if it is secure or not you guys give me 1 minute hello so same thing over the MPLS as well MPLS right from the customer perspective what we are thinking okay it's a secure because it's our VPN right but eventually your traffic is going through the service provider right so you cannot trust them so that's why what happened even on a MPLS we do enable the IPsec we do enable the gate VPN as well is it clear now
Okay. So yeah, understood. So we have an option of using GRE or IPsec.
you can use anything
Okay.
recommendation is what go with the IPsec yes
Okay, understood.
now
सर आई हैव वन डाउट
yeah go ahead
सर जैसे कि R1 से और R3 के लिए अगर मैं जो मेरे पास जो लैन नेटवर्क है 192.168.1.0 10.1.1.0 वाला अगर ये नेटवर्क में R1 से अपने पास R3 की तरफ लेकर जा रहा हूँ और सेम इंफॉर्मेशन R3 से R1 की तरफ ला रहा हूँ थ्रू MPLS ठीक है तो एमपीएलएस में तो मेरे पास क्या है कि
थ्रू
वो
द
लेवल की
एमपीएलएस नहीं आ
बेसिस।
रहा है भाई, थ्रू द जीआरई आ रहा है। मैंने जीआरई कॉन्फ़िगर
नहीं,
किया।
अगर मैं जीआरई को 1 मिनट के लिए स्किप कर
हाँ
देता हूँ और एमपीएलएस को बीच में इनेबल करता हूँ, तो एमपीएलएस के थ्रू भी ट्रेवल कर जाएगा ना ये।
राइट, कर जाएगा, क्यों नहीं करेगा।
बट एमपीएलएस में जब मैं लेबल्स के बेसिस पर ऑलरेडी स्विच कर रहा हूँ, तो मेरे को पता नहीं है कि लेबल के बाद मेरे पास अंदर क्या चीज मतलब मूव ऑन हो रही है वन एंड टू अनदर एंड।
हम्म।
और तो बट मेरे पास फिर जीआरई का फायदा क्या हुआ, क्योंकि जीआरई कोई ये आईपी सेक की तरह इनक्रिप्ट करके तो बेचता नहीं है,
अरे
ये
तो
तो
भाई
ऑलरेडी
ये
प्लेन
सोचो ना,
टेक्स्ट में बेचता है।
ये सोचो ना जीआरई एक ओवरले टेक्नोलॉजी है। जीआरई में क्या होगा कि तुम्हारा जो ये डाउट है ना, ये कभी
हाँ।
भी R2 को दिखेगा ही नहीं, एमपीएलएस वाले बंदे को।
अच्छा, अगर जीआरई ना यूज करूँ तो उसे पता चल जाएगा।
और राउट तुमको भेजना पड़ेगा इसके पास, तभी तो ओवरले का कॉन्सेप्ट आया। दैट्स व्हाई द वी केम विद द ओवरले कॉन्सेप्ट। इन द ओवरले व्हाट हैपेंड, आई एम नॉट गोना शेयर द राइट, आई एम नॉट गोना शेयर द these information to the service provider.
Means you are
देखो,
saying the
ए,
path is the
ए,
same, but the data is hidden in GRE.
नो 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 नो, देखो, जो VPN होते हैं ना, सी आई एम नॉट इन द VPN ट्रेनिंग राइट नाउ, सो मैं
राइट
तुमको
राइट।
VPN नहीं पढ़ा रहा हूँ, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू द ऑप्शन। VPN जो होते हैं दो टाइप्स के होते हैं, देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ VPN। वन इज कॉल्ड पीयर टू पीयर मॉडल। मैंने इसको एक वीडियो भी डाला था बना के, एक बार देखना यूट्यूब पे, मैंने डाल रखा है। अनदर होते हैं ओवरले मॉडल। ठीक है, क्या होता है, एक तो पीयर टू पीयर मॉडल होता है, एक तो ओवरले मॉडल होता है। जो तुम्हारा एमपीएलएस है ना, ये पीयर टू पीयर मॉडल है। एमपीएलएस इज एग्जांपल ऑफ द पीयर टू पीयर मॉडल। ओवरले मॉडल का एग्जांपल क्या है, जीआरई और डीएमबी पिन। ठीक है, पीयर टू पीयर मॉडल में क्या होता है, सी जो बंदा होता है ना, वो पी के साथ दे कैन एक्सचेंज द राउट। Customer
ठीक है।
can extend the route with the P route, right? The service provider in the
ठीक है।
peer-to-peer model. That's MPLS. In overlay
हम्म।
model, what happened? CE router is not extending the route with the P. What CE will do that? CE will extend the route directly from here to there. So P will never comes in the picture. In control plane में वो कभी भी पिक्चर में नहीं आएगा। मतलब मेरा राउट यहाँ पे, वॉट एवर द राउट आई हैव ओवर हियर, आई कैन डायरेक्टली सेंड दिस राउट टू द
हाँ।
दिस सी। पी के पास ये राउट का इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं होगा। सो पी विल नॉट इन्वॉल्व, द सर्विस प्रोवाइडर विल नॉट इन्वॉल्व इन योर राउटिंग।
सर, ये तो मेरा आपने बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे हैं आप। ओवरले में जैसे जीआरई में ये मेरे पास एंड टू एंड एक वर्चुअल लिंक फॉर्म हो गया। बट ये जो मेरे पास, अगर मैं बेसिक की बात करूं, तो ये पाथ तो मेरे पास यही रहेगा ना,
हाँ, मैंने
सी
क्या
टू
बोला,
पी
मैंने
और
अभी
पी टू सी।
मैंने क्या बोला, कंट्रोल प्लेन परस्पेक्टिव।
एक अलग।
डेटा प्लेन में तो मेरा ऑफकोर्स आई नीड द ट्रांसपोर्ट कनेक्टिविटी। जो मेरा ट्रांसपोर्ट कनेक्टिविटी इंटरनेट या एमपीएलएस है, राइट, आई स्टिल नीड द ट्रांसपोर्ट मैकेनिज्म टू हैंडल द डेटा, जो कि मेरा एमपीएलएस हो गया या इंटरनेट हो गया, आई स्टिल नीड इट। समझे।
गॉट इट गॉट इट।
Everyone is on the same page right now, or anyone has missed this topic? Is everyone on the same page?
Yes, sir.
Yep, great. So that's why if you see over here, अभी मैं क्या करूंगा, if you just have a look right now, if you see, so IP interface BD, right? हाँ सर, हो गया क्या, हो गया ना, ठीक है सर। क्या था इसमें, सो IP इंटरफेस BD, राइट। तो अगर तुम देखो यहाँ पे इसकी IP क्या है, 101, ठीक है, दिस इंटरफेस, एंड द लूप बैक आई हैव दिस गाय, राइट, ऑन द राउटर। सेम थिंग ऑन द राउटर नंबर 2, अगर तुम देखो, router number 2 is my ISP, ठीक है। So I have these IPs configured on the router number 2. On router 3 as well, मेरे पास ये IPs configured है। R3 का this interface and the loop back. अब try to understand one thing, right? मैं एक default out मार देता हूँ R3 से toward the service provider. I can do that, right? I just need a utility, so I can do that to route 2.1. Same पे मैं R1 पे क्या करूँगा, R1 पे एक default out मार दूंगा through the service provider. So I can give the one default out on the router number 1 towards the service provider. डन। आप मुझे बताओ, can I ping from router 1 this interface to this guy? Is it possible? Think about the basic routing. Can I ping from router 1 this interface to this interface?
On public interface?
Yeah, public to public, router 1 to router
Yeah,
3.
it should be.
It should be, right? So I can make a ping, to ping. If you see, 2.2.2.2, I can ping, right? No problem. But can I make a ping from this private network to this private network? Is it possible? No, we cannot do that, right? Because router 1 doesn't have a route for this guy. If you see, do show IP do, I do not have a route for the 2.0 and 10.1.2.0. I cannot do that. What option I have it? I have to run the overlay VPN. Because I do not want to share the information. I do not want to share the route information with the service provider. If I'm going to share the route with the service provider, then it's called as a peer-to-peer model. That's an MPLS. I do not want to share it. So I will have to go with the overlay VPN model, right? So I'll get the one tunnel right now that has the IP address will be 101.1. Let's go to 2.1. Tunnel source will be F0Y0. Tunnel destination will be 2.2.2.2. तो मैंने VPN terminate किया from here to there. Same way, I need to go back to the R3 interface term 1. IP address will be 12.2. Tunnel source will be 0/0. Tunnel destination will be 101.1.
सर इसका साइज बड़ा हो सकता है कि थोड़ा सा विंडो बहुत छोटी पुट्टी बहुत स्मॉलर साइज में विजिबल हो रही है?
पुट्टी
नो,
छोटी
इट मींस योर राउटर R1, हाँ R1 R2, these विंडोज
ये
R1
वाला
R2।
ये CLI बोल रहे हो?
हाँ जी हाँ जी हाँ जी।
ये छोटी है क्या?
मेरे को
For
तो
me, it's
छोटी
okay. It's normal.
It's normal, right? That's my thing. It's very normal for me. Like it's last 5 years I'm taking the class on the same. I can do how to change it even. Guys, trust me, I don't know when I last changed this one. Okay, I'll write the command over here. Don't worry. I'll write the command over here. Guys, you need to closely understand this thing, right? Because SD-WAN is little tricky because it has a lot of information. So I configure it on the router 1 like this way. Tunnel source 0/0. Tunnel destination. On router number 3 as well, I configure the almost same thing. This should be the 12.2 and this should be the 101 as well. That's good, right? Now what I can do that on router number 1, router EAGRP 1, I'm going to configure my network, which is the 12.0, and I'm going to advertise my LAN information, which is the 1.0 and the 10.0. On R3 as well, router EAGRP number 1, I'm going to set the network 2.0. Network I have 12.0 and network I have 10. After configure this thing, if you have a look on the router number 1, if I'm going to put this configuration on router number 3 as well, what you can see, I got the neighborship, right? Or R3, I'm forming the neighborship with the R1 through the tunnel right now. And I can see that on router 3, I have a route of router 1. So if the router 3, if the Kabul wants to send a packet to the router 1, they can send through the tunnel. Through the tunnel. So this is my overlay setup right now. So after configure this thing, right, after having the configure the GRE, my topology will be something like this way. This is my router 1. This is my router number 2. This is the new topology that I'm creating. This is a virtual topology. I have a link between router 1 and router 2. I have IP address over here. This is 12.1. Then I have a 12.2. And then we have a /24. Or it's not /24. 12.0/24. और इसके पीछे जो सबनेट थे, which is the this one, ये सबनेट इसके पीछे था, and this subnet was behind R3. So this is the R3, not the R3. Kabul one. This is the Kabul, and this is the Delhi. This was my underlay, and through what happened, through the underlay, what I did that, I created the new topology, right, which is called as a overlay. So underlay, this is my physical one, the physical topology you can call it. Overlay is my logical or virtual, you can call it. So agar, have a look over here. What you see right now from Delhi to the Kabul, it's a direct connectivity. Can you imagine how many service providers you have in between from one country to the another country? Lot of. But after achieving the overlay, आप कितने सर्विस प्रोवाइडर दोनों डायरेक्टली कनेक्टेड है एक दूसरे से. इट्स अ वन हॉप, दैट्स ऑल. तो ये जो तुम लॉजिकल टोपोलॉजी बनाया ना, दिस ओवरले टोपोलॉजी यू हैव क्रिएटेड, इट जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द अंडरले. तो अगर मेरा ये डाउन हो गया, गाइस प्लीज क्लोजली अंडरस्टैंड, अगर मेरा ये अंडरले डाउन हो गया, अगर मेरी बाय मिस्टेक ये इंटरफेस डाउन हो गई, या अगर ये इंटरफेस डाउन हो गई, या मेरा सर्विस प्रोवाइडर डाउन हो गया, अगर मेरा ये राउटर डाउन हो गया, any by chance if I lose the reachability from here to here by the routing or by the hardware failure, मेरा ये पूरा का पूरा डाउन हो जाएगा. Overlay is totally depend on the underlay. Is that okay to everyone till this point?
Sir, is it okay? But I have one doubt that have you configured EIGRP even on R2 also or not?
Of course not. See in my notepad. तो R2 क्योंकि ये मेरा ओवरले मॉडल है ना, सो इन दैट केस R2 के पास तो राउट ही नहीं होगा. तुम देख जाओ R2 पे देखो, सो IP रूट, दे डोंट हैव एनी राउट. इट्स अ ओवरले मॉडल, राइट. सर्विस प्रोवाइडर पिक्चर भी नहीं आएगा. जो मैंने यहाँ पे तुमको डिजाइन समझाया था, आई जस्ट एक्सप्लेन यू दिस डिजाइन, राइट. दिस वाला पार्ट, दिस इज माय ओवरले मॉडल, राइट. C to C, P कभी पिक्चर में नहीं आएगा. पीयर टू पीयर मॉडल में क्या होता था, P पिक्चर में आता था. इन पीयर टू पीयर मॉडल
अगर मैं टनल फॉर्म नहीं करता तो फिर तो मेरे को R2 पर भी EIGRP बनाना पड़ता ना वहां पर.
तो भाई कॉन्सेप्ट तो वही था ना कि मुझे टनल फॉर्म करना था. अगर मैं R2 पे EIGRP बना देता तो राउट तो फिर R2 के पास चला ही जाता.
ठीक है
तो फिर तो वो पीयर टू पीयर मॉडल हो जाता.
फिर वो बेसिक बन जाता अपना.
इज दैट ओके नाउ?
यस.
Everyone is on the same page? It's clear, everybody? If you're gonna say the yes, then I'll move forward.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, for me it's clear.
Okay. Now try to understand one thing. अब मैं तुमको सिंपल सा लॉजिक समझाता हूं. मैंने बोला कि if this goes down, this will be down. If this goes down, this will be down. अगर मेरा ये डाउन होता है तो मेरे अंडरले पे कोई इंपैक्ट नहीं पड़ेगा. If the overlay goes down, there will be no impact on the underlay. If the overlay goes down, there will be no impact on the underlay. But अगर underlay down हो जाएगा, then there will be impact on the overlay. तो अगर तुम notice करो, what I can do that, I'll go to the router 1 and मैं interface को down कर देता हूँ. Have a look. I'll just try to show you one thing. जैसे मेरा इंटरफेस डाउन हुआ, my underlay, right? Overlay down हो गया. So now I cannot communicate between this LAN to this LAN. No communication. जैसे मेरा ये अप आएगा, my overlay also comes in the picture. I hope this is okay to everyone. अब मैं इसको कंपैरिजन करता हूं तुम्हारे नेटवर्क के साथ. समझना इस मेरी बात को. इसको तुम समझ लो तुम्हारा VH. इसको तुम समझ लो तुम्हारा VH. और ये मेरे क्या हो गए? ट्रांसपोर्ट टेक्नोलॉजी. तो मैंने VH टू VH क्या हुआ, राइट? मेरे पास अंडरले कनेक्टिविटी थी. आई डू हैव अ अंडरले कनेक्टिविटी. मैंने क्या किया? SD-WAN को इनेबल किया. और SD-WAN को इनेबल करने के बाद क्या हुआ? मेरा एक ओवरलेट का टोपोलॉजी बन गया. So R1 and R3 is like a VH. I configure the SD-WAN and I got this topology. That's my overlay. So that's why SD-WAN is your overlay VPN. Is that okay? GRE में क्या था? GRE is a clear text. SD-WAN is a encrypted format. GRE is a point to point. SD-WAN is a multi-point to multi-point.
And still all the tunnels will be GRE with the over IPsec VPN. Am I right?
In SD-WAN?
In SD-WAN.
No. SD-WAN have two options for the encapsulation. Either you can use the IPsec, which is the default one, right? Or either you can use the GRE. IPsec is a default one.
GRE we use only for testing purposes, you said.
Yeah, only for the testing purpose, nothing else.
So like we need to check the reachability or anything, we
not
create
reachability.
that.
If you want to see that what packets are going on, right? How much packet, the size of the packet is actual size of the packet. You want to see that, right? For that thing, you can use the GRE, right? And IPsec, it's a default.
Default. Okay.
But make sure that if the one site is running with IPsec, the another site is also running with IPsec. If you have a mismatch of the encapsulation, GRE or IPsec, they won't form the tunnel. Coming back to the same thing, guys. Let's come back to the same older page. Sorry, guys. Okay, so it's a virtual box. From here you can handle the control plane traffic. ठीक है, जो कि मैंने ये explain किया था अभी. Just this part. This was the VS Smart devices, right? So all the traffic, the control plane traffic is extending through the VS Smart. IPsec जो बनेगा वो VS to VH बनेगा, data plane traffic. Now, you can have a multiple vManage for the clustering purpose. You can have a multiple vSmart for the clustering purpose. No big problem. Now, coming to the...
This has no relation with DMVPN and all.
Good question. So you can call it, it's not a relation, but it's similar to the DMVPN, right? So before the SD-WAN, there was a technology called the IWAN, the DMVPN. And then after that, SD-WAN came in the picture. So before the SD-WAN, we have IWAN, intelligent WAN, which is the DMVPN. So it's similar to, because DMVPN is also what? It's like a multi-point.
Hub and spoke.
Hub and spoke multi-point, right? Well, you can create it. Same like that, you can do in the SD-WAN as well. But it's beyond, in DMVPN, what happened? You require every engineer on every site location, right? So you cannot manage the things centralized way. It's a decentralized network. In SD-WAN, what happened? It's a multi-point, but we can manage everything from the centralized location. But there's no similarity between the DMVPN and SD-WAN. It's a lot of differences happening. But it's an advanced version, you can call it.
Okay.
So I got the management plane, I got the control plane. Now coming to the VH. It's physical and virtual both. That can handle the data plane traffic. Right? That can handle the data plane traffic. VHs share the route information to vSmart, and then vSmart reflect the route to the another VHs. VHs do not exchange the route directly. So VH to VH does not extend the route directly. So they have to extend the route through the vSmart only. So I got that management plane over here. I got the control plane over here. I got the data plane over there. Is that okay? 3 planes. In traditional network, you have a single box. In a single box, you have a management plane, you have a control plane, and you have a data plane. What we did that, we abstracted. I have a separate box for the management plane, vManage, separate box for the control plane, vSmart, and separate box for the data plane, the VHS. Is that okay?
Yes.
Great. Now the interesting part is the vBond. So vBond is like this guy. vBond is like this guy, the gatekeeper. If you want to go to in this building, if you're new, and if you want to go to this building, you have to connect with this guy. So it's like a vBond. So if any device wants to join the SD-WAN fabric, they have to reach to the vBond first of all. You can call this guy as an authenticator as well. Not authenticator, validator, the terminology. He's going to validate you that are you a genuine person or not. Are you a genuine person or not? This guy validate the SD-WAN component. It makes the glue between the SD-WAN component. So whenever, right, whenever your any VHS wants to connect with the vManage or vSmart, they first need to connect with the vBond. It's handle the orchestration plane. ऑर्केस्ट्रेशन का मतलब क्या होता है? गूगल करके देखते हैं, इजी वे में समझते हैं चीजों को, मतलब क्या होता है. नॉट दिस वन. क्या लिखा हुआ है? What you understood from this line? Anyone? अगर तुमको ये समझ में आ गया, if you understand this line, then you understand the orchestration plane and the vMon.
To organize everything and make it happen at the same time.
To organize everything. Great one.
Like how the musicians,
Which
the
one?
composers, what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
So they will only move the hands, but again, the music, the right time, the musician will play that instruments.
Point. Agree. So if you see, when I mentioned that the glue means what? Glue का मतलब क्या होता है? जोड़ना, right? Connect करना. So अगर कोई भी VHS, understand this logic right now, अगर ये बंदा VHS, right? ये बंदा एक नया बंदा है, तुम्हारे पास यहाँ पे vManage है, the vSmart and vBond है, तुम्हारे पास ऑलरेडी VHS बने पड़े हैं, ऑलरेडी तुम्हारे पास VHS का नेटवर्क है जहाँ पे सारे साइट कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं, साइट 1, साइट 2, साइट 3, साइट 4, दे कैन कम्युनिकेट टू ईच अदर, नो प्रॉब्लम. तुमने क्या किया? एक नया ब्रांच लोकेट किया. तुमने बोला कि चलो एक नया ब्रांच का उद्घाटन किया जाए. Planning to open the new branch right now. The new branch is the VHS. What he has to do that? The first call. The first call he has to make the tunnel. This tunnel is called a DTLS tunnel. TLS, you have an option, or DTLS, you have an option. By default, datagram layer security, you are using the DTLS. It's a UDP based, that's why you are using the DTLS. TLS is the TCP based. We are not using in the SD-WAN. It doesn't mean that we are not, you cannot use it. If you want, you can use the TLS as well, but the DTLS is the default behavior because of the UDP base. UDP is faster than the TCP protocol. It's a secure connection. So I'm going to make a secure tunnel. Why do we need a secure tunnel from the VHS to the V1? The reason is only that because I want to exchange the information, right? So if I want to exchange the information, I need a security over there. That's why I'm making a DTLS tunnel. I could have a GRE as well, right? But the GRE is a unencrypted format. GRE encrypted नहीं होता है, तो हमने DTLS का कॉन्सेप्ट लाया. तो VHS क्या करेगा? V1 के साथ, क्यों? Because V1 is what? It's a validator. तो V1 ही रिस्पॉन्सिबल होगा इस VH को वैलिडेट करने के लिए कि ओके यू आर द ऑथेंटिकेट पर्सन और नॉट. सो ऑथेंटिकेशन हैज टू बी डन बाय द V1 ओनली. तो ये जो टनल बन रहा है तुम्हारा, ये टेम्पोररी टनल है, क्योंकि इस टनल का कोई भी बेनिफिट नहीं है आफ्टर द ऑथेंटिकेशन, आफ्टर द वैलिडेशन. जैसे V1 का VHS का टेम्पोररी टनल बना, V1 को पता चल गया दिस इज द न्यू VHS, what V1 will do that, he will share the information to the VH, hey, this is the vManage and this is the vSmart. once the VHS will receive the information from the V1, this is the V manage and V smart. ये क्या करेगा, ये बंदा he will make a tunnel between the VHS and the V1. This is the DTLS permanent tunnel, permanent. ये टनल तुम्हारा डाउन हो जाएगा। मैं फिर से रिपीट करता हूं कि आई एक्सप्लेन इन इंग्लिश एज वेल। मैं हिंदी में रिपीट करता हूं कि जैसे तुम्हारा VHS आएगा, नया VHS आया, ठीक है, अब वो क्या करेगा, वो करेगा वैलिडेशन। वैलिडेशन कौन करता है SD-WAN में? वी बॉन्ड। तो वो वी बॉन्ड के पास क्या करेगा, रिक्वेस्ट करेगा कि भाई दिस इज माई इंफॉर्मेशन, और उसने एक DTLS टनल बनाया। ये जो DTLS टनल बनाया, ये टेम्पोररी DTLS टनल है। DTLS टनल क्यों यूज कर रहे हैं? बिकॉज इट्स अ UDP बेस। हम TLS भी यूज कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज TLS इज अ TCP बेस। TCP स्लो होता है, इसलिए हम TLS को यूज नहीं करते हैं, तो हम DTLS को यूज करते हैं। ये DTLS टनल होगा टेम्पोररी। जैसे वी बॉन्ड वेरीफाई कर लेगा कि ये VH सही है, तो वो क्या करेगा, वी मैनेज और वी स्मार्ट का इन्फॉर्मेशन VHS को देगा। तब जाके VHS क्या करेगा, फाइनल परमानेंट टनल बनाएगा वी स्मार्ट और वी मैनेज के साथ। जैसे ये टनल बनेगा, ये टनल क्या होगा, अपने आप रिमूव हो जाएगा। वी बॉन्ड का एक ही काम है, चीजों को ऑर्गेनाइज करना, मैनेज करना, दैट्स ऑल, नो अदर जॉब। सो ये मेरा क्या हैंडल करता है, दिस गाय इज गोना हैंडल आवर ऑर्केस्ट्रेशन प्लेन। अब अगर तुमसे कोई पूछता है कि कितने टाइप्स के प्लेन होते हैं SD-WAN में, तो 4 टाइप के होते हैं। कितने टाइप के प्लेन होते हैं? 4 टाइप के, मैनेजमेंट, कंट्रोल, ऑर्केस्ट्रेशन एंड डेटा प्लेन। ट्रेडिशनल नेटवर्किंग में तुम्हारे पास 3 ही थे, मैनेजमेंट, कंट्रोल और डेटा। आप ट्रेडिशनल नेटवर्किंग में तुम्हारे पास ऑर्केस्ट्रेशन क्यों नहीं थे? उसके पीछे का रीजन ये था, क्योंकि अगर तुमको याद होगा, तुम्हारा जो बॉक्स होता था, द स्विचेस दैट यू हैव, राइट, दे हैव अ ports over here, that is my data plane. They have a special port that's going to handle my management plane, and they have a CPU over here that's going to handle the control plane as well, control, MP and data. अब इसको कनेक्ट करने का, द कंट्रोल प्लेन, राइट, द कनेक्टिविटी बिटवीन द कंट्रोल प्लेन एंड द डेटा प्लेन, यहाँ पे होता था एक कंपोनेंट जिसको हम बोलते थे फैब्रिक, क्रॉस बार फैब्रिक बोल लो, राइट। तो ये कनेक्ट करता था कंट्रोल और डेटा को। तो हमें इसलिए रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं पड़ती थी। बट अगर मुझे कंट्रोल और डेटा को SD-WAN में कनेक्ट करना है, तो आई नीड रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ द ऑर्केस्ट्रेशन प्लेन। क्लियर है भाई? डज एनीबॉडी हैज एनी क्वेश्चन टिल दिस पॉइंट?
No.
Anyone has any question till this point? Is everyone is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. अब मैं थोड़ा सा चीज है ना बुक से दिखाता हूँ, ठीक है। आई वांट कि जैसे जैसे ट्रेनिंग खत्म हो, तुम्हारा कुछ कुछ चीजें बुक से भी कवर हो, सो दैट थोड़ा सा एक यू नो वो बन जाएगा तुम लोग के बीच में बुक्स का आदत। So this is the Cisco Press SD-WAN book I will be sharing you.
So you told you will share this book, right?
Yeah, I haven't said that. I will be sharing it. मैं अभी शेयर करता हूँ मिनट।
So how many pages can we take a printout and?
हाँ, you can take a print out. It's just a 500 pages. If you're gonna buy the, if you're gonna buy the,
500 pages.
that's easy, man. If you're gonna buy it, it's gonna cost you the 6,000 rupees.
500 pages. The question is like, how can we read it and keep it memorized? That's the thing.
You don't need to memorize it. Who told you you have to memorize? You need to understand. Memorize is not a way, man. अच्छा, डू यू थिंक, सी, ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड नेटवर्क को क्या चाहिए था आज से। एआई चाहिए था, वी हैव मशीन लर्निंग, क्लाउड सर्विसेज, वर्चुअलाइजेशन, आईओटी, राइट। इतनी चीजों को चलाने के लिए तुम्हारा जो बर्डन होगा, राइट, आईटी स्टाफ पे बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ेगा। ठीक है, अगर तुम इतनी चीजों को चलाते हो तो हर राउटर पे जाके तुमको बॉक्स टू बॉक्स कॉन्फ़िगर करना पड़ेगा, जो कि एक बहुत इम्पॉसिबल टास्क है। एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी हैव अ कंट्रोलर बेस्ड नेटवर्किंग एसडी वैन सॉल्यूशन। मैंने ये भी कल yesterday आई टोल्ड यू दैट, राइट, 70% ऑफ टैग केसेस आर क्रिएटेड जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द मिस कॉन्फ़िगरेशन। जो तुम डे बॉक्स टू बॉक्स कॉन्फ़िगरेशन करते हो, 70% टैग केसेस आर कमिंग जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द रॉन्ग कॉन्फ़िगरेशन. This is a survey has taken, right? It's not I'm saying, it's saying by the Cisco only. Because तुम क्या करते हो नेटवर्क के अंदर, what people are doing that 95% of the Cisco customers are performing the configuration and deployment task manually. जहां पे मैनुअल होगा वहां पे मिस्टेक होगा. Even I told you this part, if you remember, the the CLI is not designed for the massive scale configuration, change the multiple device at the same time. It was a traditional mechanism. We have a way. So if you see, this is the good diagram. So you have a transport connectivity as an internet, you have a MPLS, you have a 4G and LT, and these are the small office, data center, corporate data center, and the branches and the campus network. You have all these guys. हाँ पुलिस सर, नहीं नहीं, मैं घर पे आ गया था. हाँ, मैं 1 बजे निकल गया था almost. आप ऑफिस पहुंचे नहीं कल? अच्छा, क्या हुआ था? So if you see, these are the transport connectivity. We have internet, MPLS, 4G, LTE. ये सारे के सारे कनेक्टिविटी देख रहे हो ना, ये सारे कनेक्टेड हैं इससे. बट ये जो लाइन है ना, ये वाला लाइन, कैन यू सी दैट दिस लाइन, दिस लाइन, दिस वन, राइट, ये मेरा ओवरले है, ये मेरा ओवरले है. तो एसडी वैन का पता है एक अच्छी बात क्या है, वन ऑफ द गुड पार्ट ऑफ द एसडी वैन, तुमने बहुत सारा ओवरले टेक्नोलॉजी देखा होगा, right? बहुत सारा देखा होगा. एसडी वैन का एक अच्छी बात पता है क्या, एसडी वैन बोलता है कि भाई आई एम अ ट्रांसपोर्ट इंडिपेंडेंट, आई एम अ ट्रांसपोर्ट इंडिपेंडेंट टेक्नोलॉजी. मतलब मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है कि मेरा ट्रांसपोर्ट क्या है, चाहे वो एमपीएलएस हो, चाहे वो तुम्हारा इंटरनेट हो, चाहे 4G LTE हो, डजेंट मैटर, आई डोंट केयर अबाउट इट व्हाट ट्रांसपोर्ट कनेक्टिविटी आई हैव. आई जस्ट नीड अ reachability by any mechanism, that's all. Even if you give me the default, that's fine. सो एसडी वैन एक ट्रांसपोर्ट इंडिपेंडेंट टेक्नोलॉजी है. ट्रांसपोर्ट इंडिपेंडेंट का मतलब ये होता है कि मेरा ट्रांसपोर्ट कनेक्टिविटी क्या है. So this is the how we are achieving this thing. Hardware centric to the software driven, manual to the automated, right? Closed network to the programmable network, reactive network to the pre-directive network, and the network intent to the business intent. तो हम business के according अपना network design कर रहे हैं. So this is the traditional way, and this is the software way to doing the SDN solution. हम हमारे ट्रैफिक को, right, we are managing our traffic according to the business. Okay, if you have a delay, if you have a delay sensitive traffic, send the traffic via the MPLS. That we can do that because everything is policy, every single thing is policy, जो कि तुम vManage से कॉन्फ़िगर करोगे. You're not going to do the configuration by box to box. Everything you're going to do from the vManage. So in just a matter of minute, right, your site will be up. In traditional networking, let's example, अगर मैं आपको बोलूँ कि do one thing, just go to the remote site, एक remote site पे जाओ, just go to the one remote site and configure the one site. How long you will take? Think about it. तुम राउटर लेके जाओगे, राउटर कनेक्ट करोगे, इंटरनेट वाले को बुलाओगे, and then you have to configure the lot of configuration. Lot of configuration you have to do that. And manual configuration always mistake. कुछ ना कुछ definitely mistake होगा. अगर थिंक अबाउट लाइक दिस में, अगर मैं तुमको बोलूँ कि तुमको 20,000 लाइन का कन्फिगरेशन लिखना है, 20,000 लाइन, 10,000 लाइन कन्फिगरेशन, एंड प्रोडक्शन में, इन प्रोडक्शन पर 20,000 लाइन ऑफ कन्फिगरेशन, 10,000 लाइन ऑफ कन्फिगरेशन कोई बड़ा बात नहीं है. इट्स वेरी इजी वन. इट्स नॉट अ बिग डील. थिंक अबाउट इट. अगर मैं तुमको बोलूँ कि तुमको मैनुअल लिखना है वो कन्फिगरेशन, तुम लिख लोगे, एक बार के लिए तो लिख लोगे, बट डू यू रियली थिंक दैट कि वो मिस्टेक नहीं होगा जब तुम कॉपी पेस्ट मारोगे? 100% होगा यार. तो तुमको एक साइट को अप करने के लिए ना, यू रिक्वायर द लॉट ऑफ टाइम टू ब्रिंग द साइट अप. इन SD-WAN, मैटर ऑफ 1 minute, क्योंकि एवरी सिंगल कॉन्फ़िगरेशन इज ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंट ऑन द vManage. सो जहां पे जो काम 1 महीने लगते थे, 10 दिन लगते थे साइट को अप आने में, वहां पे अब मेरा साइट विद इन आवर्स, विद इन 30 minutes वो साइट मेरा अप आ जाएगा. And I don't require the any good engineer over there. Even एक CCNA वाला जो बंदा होगा ना, even the guy who has a CCNA knowledge, वो बंदा साइट को अप कर देगा. देखो, this is the, I mentioned, this is the transport independence technology, right? That's a good part of the SD-WAN. So I don't care about this is the VHS, this is the VHS, we have it, the VHS, MPLS internet, MPLS 4G. I don't care about what, transport we have it. Anything is works for me. Cisco SD-WAN leverages the transport independent fabric technology that is used to connect the remote location together. This is accomplished by using the overlay technology. Overlay works by the tunneling traffic over any kind of transport between the any destination within the WAN environment. तो हमारा SD-WAN क्या है? एक overlay technology है, जो कि kind of tunneling technology है. By having a fabric overlay network, it means that every remote site, regardless of the physical or logical separation, it is always a single hop away from another. So I just gave you the example, right? अगर ये याद होगा, ये बोला. So once I create the GRE from Delhi to the Kabul, I had a lot of service provider in between. But जैसे मेरा overlay बना, जैसे मेरा GRE बना, R1 and R3 was a direct connectivity. It's a one hop. So that's a beauty of the overlay technology. So transport independence is one of the primary aspects of the SD-WAN that allow for the use of flexible, lower cost commodity circuit versus the high cost inflexible static bandwidth. इसका मतलब ये हुआ, जिस भी बंदे को confusion था, whoever has a confusion of this thing and even had it, कि SD-WAN replace कर रहा है MPLS को. SD-WAN is not replacing the MPLS. MPLS is a transport technology. SD-WAN is a overlay technology. I still need a MPLS to connect the branches, and over that I'm going to create the SD-WAN. हाँ, ये हो रहा है. इस लाइन को पढ़ो. दिस इज द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट लाइन. ट्रांसपोर्ट इंडिपेंडेंस. तो जहां पे मुझे MPLS की नीड थी, गाइस प्लीज पे अटेंशन, हैव अ लुक क्लोजली. जहां पे मुझे MPLS की नीड थी, वहां पे मैं क्या करूंगा? इंटरनेट डाल दूंगा. क्या बोला इसने? ट्रांसपोर्ट इंडिपेंडेंस इज वन ऑफ द प्राइमरी एस्पेक्ट ऑफ द सिस्को SD-WAN दैट अलाउज फॉर द यूज ऑफ फ्लेक्सिबल लोअर कॉस्ट, मींस वो इंटरनेट, लोअर कॉस्ट मतलब इंटरनेट सर्किट वर्सेस द हायर कॉस्ट और स्टैटिक बैंडविड्थ जो मेरा था MPLS. आई डोंट रिक्वायर MPLS एनी मोर. ऐसा नहीं है कि रिप्लेस कर रहा है, मुझे कॉस्टली सोल्यूशन नहीं चाहिए. आई कैन गो विद द लेस कॉस्टली सोल्यूशन, लोअर कॉस्ट सोल्यूशन. दैट इज द इंटरनेट आई हैव इट. we'll talk about, we have a separate lecture on this particular topic. The application of routing is one of the interesting concept of the SD-WAN. Leave it right now. I just tell you key how you can do that. So this is the amazing feature of the SD-WAN, what they are telling you. I have a internet, I have a MPLS, I have a 4G LTE. We have a three different transport technology right now. We have a VH, Delhi and Bangalore. Think of it like this way. And we have a controller over here, the vManage. This is the icon of the vManage. This is the icon of the vSmart. आप ध्यान देना क्या हो रहा है। मैंने क्या किया, आई हैव डिफाइन द पॉलिसी ऑन द vManage. व्हाट पॉलिसी आई हैव डिफाइन? पाथ 1 में मेरा 0% लॉस होना चाहिए, 5% जिटर होना चाहिए मिली सेकेंड। पाथ 2 में कितना हो जाए, 3% लॉस होना चाहिए, 10% मिली जिटर होना चाहिए। पाथ 2 में कितना है, 140 मिली सेकेंड डिले, 1% लॉस एंड 10 मिली सेकेंड जिटर। मैं ये पॉलिसी आई कैन कन्फिगर ऑन द vManage. अगर इससे ज्यादा मिसमैच हुआ तो ट्रैफिक अपने आप क्या होगा, स्विच हो जाएगा बिना मेरे कुछ किए हुए. इट्स अ ऑटो बिहेवियर. I can manipulate, right? That's is called as a business intended, right? Based on my requirement, based on my business requirement, based on my business traffic, I do have an ability. I can auto route the traffic, right? Once they match, they are not matching the policy. अगर वो पॉलिसी को मैच नहीं करेगा, ट्रैफिक अपने आप ऑटो राउट हो जाएगा. ये हम कर सकते हैं. दिस इज द फीचर्स वी कैन डू दैट in SD-WAN. Again, we have a separate day on this topic. Don't worry about that. But this is one of the feature we have. That's called the application aware routing. End-to-end segmentation is a classical example, man. It's an amazing example, right? To choose the SD-WAN, which is not going to happen in the normal traditional network. End-to-end segmentation means what? मैं चाहता हूँ, think about like this way. You have a sales, guys, please pay attention. You have a sales office in Delhi. You have a sales office in the Bangalore. You have a management office in the Delhi. Guys, please pay attention. You have a management office in the Delhi. You have a management office in the Bangalore. मैं चाहता हूं कि सेल्स का ट्रैफिक सेल्स से ही कम्युनिकेट करे, मैनेजमेंट का ट्रैफिक मैनेजमेंट से ही कम्युनिकेट करे. एंड टू एंड सेगमेंटेशन, यू कैन डू दैट इन SD-WAN फैब्रिक. SD-WAN अलाउ यू कि तुम्हारा सेल्स का बंदा सिर्फ सेल्स से ही बात करेगा, वो मैनेजमेंट से बात कर ही नहीं. इफ यू वांट यू कैन प्रोवाइड, बट बाय डिफॉल्ट दे कैन नॉट डू दैट. सो मैं सेल्स को क्या करूंगा, VPN 10 का मेंबर बनाऊंगा. मार्केटिंग को या मैनेजमेंट को क्या करूंगा, VPN 20 का मेंबर बनाऊंगा. सो विद इन द VPN दे कैन कम्युनिकेट, between the VPN they cannot communicate. So can you see that? I have a VPN number 1, VPN number 2, and VPN number 3. All these VPN, of course, will be, secured by the IPsec. But this is how we can achieve the end-to-end segmentation with the help of VPN. All the sales user will be the part of the VPN 10, management will be the part of the VPN 20, and the marketing will be part of the VPN 30. All these are independent. It's like a BRF, but it's beyond the BRF. Direct internet access, leave it right now. I'll talk about later. But direct internet access में क्या हो रहा है कि from the remote location, from the branch location, you can directly access the internet. You don't need to send the traffic to the data center. That's all about the chapter 1 for you. So one of the primary, let me write on, okay, not this one. Let me write on over here. Why you should choose the SD-WAN if somebody will ask you. Let me write on over here. Hold on. अरे यार, the things already you know that you have learned yesterday. I'll give you the simplistic reason, end-to-end segmentation. Through the VPN. Then DIA. Then Overlay technology. Automate your network. Application aware routing. Controller-based networking. One location, you can manage the entire fabric. Transport independent. We are the major region, you should choose the SD-WAN. Is that okay? Does anybody has any question? Says admin Dhruv, Kandan, Nanda, sorry, use Rajesh Virat.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
So one thing you always need to understand, right? SD-WAN is not a heavy thing. Only the things and the terminologies are new, nothing else. The way of configuration will be changed. Through the GRE, through the DMVPN, you connect the site. Through the SD-WAN, we are also connecting the site. If I'm going to compare with DMVPN and SD-WAN, both are overlay technology. Both giving you the clear text and encrypted technology as well. But the difference is that DMVPN is not giving you the controller-based networking, the centralized-based networking. In DMVPN, a router has a control plane, data plane, and management plane. In SD-WAN, what happened? We have a controller-based networking. We have everything is managed by the single location. So for management, we have a separate device. That's a vManage. For the control, we have a separate device. That's a vSmart. For the data, we have a separate device. That's a vEdges. Apart from this thing, right, you still require the transport connectivity. SD-WAN is not replacing the MPLS. Remember one thing, it's not replacing it. It's giving you the option to not choose the MPLS, higher cost transport connectivity. It's just giving you the option not to choose that. It's not replacing it. So I hope this concept is clear to everybody now, and the concept of the overlay and underlay is clear to everybody. So today class main agenda was to clear the concept of the overlay and underlay. Peer-to-peer model and overlay concept is clear. Whatever the components we have in the SD-WAN and how these components are working. And last but not least, you have clear understanding SD-WAN is not replacing the MPLS. It's giving you the option to choose the another transport technology. I'm done. You can ask me the question, anything. Let me shape it. Yeah, I'm not able to see. Yeah.
Is the configuration and troubleshooting, is it complex or simple?
It's very simple. Pretty simple. You cannot imagine even. Don't worry, I'll show you that when I'm from the next weekend we are going to do the lab. So I'll show you that.
Okay.
सर बुक के अलावा भी कुछ आपके पर्सनल नोट्स या कुछ स्लाइड्स वगैरह होंगी इसकी, जहाँ
यार
पर
देख
नोट्स की अवेलेबिलिटी हो?
यार देख पता है, ये जितने भी नोट्स लिखे हैं ना, मैं डेली ऐसे ही नोट्स लिख देता हूँ 2 in 5 में, वट एवर
अच्छा।
द क्लासेस आई एम टेकिंग है। सो आई सजेस्ट यू कि देखो, आई कैन गिव यू द बुक राइट। देखो मेरे नोट्स देने से ना, मैं सिंपल तुमको बताता हूँ, मेरे नोट्स देने से कुछ नहीं होगा, ठीक है। मैं नोट्स पीडीएफ में ही बना लेता हूँ, तो तुमने देखा होगा ये सब सारे मेरे नोट्स ही है बने हुए। तो व्हेन आई एम गोना शेयर दिस बुक राइट, यू विल हैव दिस नोट्स विथ यू, ठीक है। बट द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज व्हाट, राइट, जो मैंने वीडियो दिया है उसको रीवॉच करो, ठीक है। मेक ए नोट फ्रॉम द वीडियो, क्योंकि दैट्स द ओनली वे यू कैन डू दैट,
ओके ओके।
ठीक है। चलो, I'll see you guys on the next weekend. Next weekend I'll show you how you can do the lab access and everything, right? And I need one more class for the theory, then we'll move to the practical. So I think so Saturday we'll gonna start with the little bit theory, the 1 hour, and then we can go with the practical as well. Chalo, thank you.
ओके
Thank
सर।
you.